Let's welcome to the show Congressman Mark Green from House Foreign Affairs. Congressman, it's great to have you back on. Generals have been telling us that Biden is misrepresenting the facts. He's actively misleading the American people. He's being defiantly not truthful about what President Trump's deal was with Afghanistan. Can you explain this?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he keeps wanting to blame the previous administration, then own his own mistakes, his own botched failure, withdrawal. But the truth of the matter is the deal that was negotiated with the previous administration at least 3 times was stopped by them, and they bombed the Taliban back into compliance. So when the Taliban broke the deal, they stopped the withdrawal and bombed them. This president, on the other hand, from the very beginning of his administration, refused to do that. And so the Taliban became increasingly emboldened, and eventually they took over the country when technically it was supposed to be a power-sharing deal. So Joe Biden's probably the one that just as much broke the agreement as the Taliban.
So by the time Biden took office, the Taliban was already violating the Trump deal. Trump, yes, he set a May date, but that was only if the Taliban met conditions which they violated. They didn't reject al-Qaeda. They did not work to do power sharing with the existing Afghan government. I mean, Pentagon Chief Esper, the Taliban publicly said at that signing at a ceremony that this is a conditions-based withdrawal that Trump wants, and if we violate it, the withdrawal will be suspended. The Taliban said that.
Look, reality doesn't seem to get very far with Joe Biden and his administration. I mean, anybody in America ask themselves the question, would Donald Trump have allowed this to happen? And the answer everyone would say is absolutely not. He would have bombed the Taliban back into Stone Age when they started doing this stuff. So it's just ludicrous for them to make this proposal that somehow this is all Trump's fault. And they could have stopped at any moment. And look at all the other agreements, much to the detriment of our nation, that Joe Biden's overturned. Our southern border, the agreements with Mexico and the Northern Triangle countries, which are flooding our nation with fentanyl and MS-13 gang members and terrorists from the watch list. So, this is just BS from President Biden.
So, Congressman, Trump said you break the deal. This is a conditions-based deal, then no withdrawal. There will be military retaliation. Trump planned to meet with the Taliban at Camp David, right? So there's criticism about that.
Sure.
There's criticism that he agreed to release 5,000 Taliban prisoners. That was a peace treaty he signed. But, Biden is acting like he inherited a problem. When he's commander-in-chief, when, as you point out, he has broken and changed and wiped out numerous Trump actions and executive orders, and he's been in D.C. since the Nixon administration, since the Vietnam debacle. He signed off on and authorized the war with Afghanistan, refunded it, funded it, and kept supporting it for the years that he's been in Washington and as vice president. So your reaction to that?
I think Robert Gates, the former Secretary of Defense for Barack Obama, said it best. He said that Joe Biden, in his 40-plus years in government, has never gotten a foreign policy decision correct. Well, guess what? Joe Biden's still batting 0.
Can I ask you something? Did Trump say surrender Bagram Air Base? Did Trump say surrender U.S. air bases? Did Trump say pull out the military and leave Americans behind? Did Trump say that?
Trump smoked Soleimani. Trump smoked al-Baghdadi. There is no way Donald Trump would let this happen. And for Biden to keep, saying this is all Trump's fault, like I said, it's just smoke and mirrors from a president who has failed America. I mean, think about it this way, Liz. It's against the law to provide material assistance to a terrorist organization, yet this president just gave $85 billion worth of equipment to a terrorist organization.
Okay. Congressman Mark Green, thanks for joining us. Come back soon.
Thanks.